Hey, I'm Ava Kuhle from Epaulet, and I'm here with,
Pat Allen from Uniform.
and we are going to show you our Ink and Dagger collaborative project. We have gorgeous French terry Crewneck sweatshirts, some beautiful Japanese Sashiko Sportcoats, and matching Japanese Sashiko Laidback pants. We're producing all of this stuff as a batch, and we are going to pigment dye it all together, either the ink, which is a dark navy color, or dagger, which is a dark gray. So over the next few minutes, we're going to take you through, kind of what our conception was with the design, how the products are made, how the products are dyed, how they fit, and then also just kind of show you guys some different looks and ways that you can pair them all together. So first up, Pat, let's talk about the sweatshirt, because this thing is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So this is the debut of our updated Souvenir sweatshirt. We're debuting it in this collaboration with y'all. This is the Dagger colorway. It's a dark gray pigment dye. I love how this turned out. This is going to be a fabric that we're just debuting for this collaboration. This is a 21 ounce French terry. We chose this because it has a slimmer profile than the regular Souvenir sweatshirt, which is a fleece terry, and because of that, it's a little loftier. This one is very smooth, it's breathable, it is super soft and very, very versatile. The rib on this has elastane, so it's got great recovery. There you can see it's a diagonal twill French terry. We custom developed this in-house. This is our signature fabric that is being run generally we run it on the new Classic collection, which is like our super classic sweatshirts and hoodies. It works perfectly in this one. The rib on this one is a 1x1 rib. It is 96% cotton, 4% elastane, so that it holds its shape, it rebounds well. It grips tight on the cuffs, and then the waistband stays secure. If you prefer it a little looser, you can give the waistband a tug and it will loosen up. We designed it to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So yeah, this is it, and it's got twill tape on the back neck so that the neck has integrity and it holds its shape. This is it in Dagger. Let me show it to you in ink. I love both of these colorways. It works really well together, very versatile. So this is the ink colorway in the Souvenir sweatshirt 2.0 and the 21 ounce diagonal French terry that we talked about. You know, a lot of you guys are asking which one you should go with, which one's more versatile. I think it depends on your personal preference. Ava, what would be your take on that?
I think they're both kind of equally. We have been selling more of the Dagger gray, for sure. Same. I think like to date, that's been about like 2/3 of the orders. It's a great tone of gray.
Yeah, it really is.
One question that we took on your Discord, which I thought was really good, was people were asking about the weight, and they were wondering about the difference between French terry and fleece. Because even I don't totally know.
So I'm actually wearing, so this is a sample. This is the Souvenir sweatshirt 2.0 as it would be in our production run. This is the one-off for the Epaulet collab. So all French terry, all terry begins as a French terry. This is a 3-in French terry, which means there's 3 needles that knit it simultaneously.
Yeah.
There's one for the face, there's one for the middle, which attaches it to the back loop. This happens to have a diagonal twill configuration on the back loop, so the loop's tighter. We did that to give it a lower profile. Yeah. We chose this yarn.
So yeah, this is kind of that's the inside texture of the whole sweatshirt. And look at how clean your seams are. Yeah, these guys do great work.
Yeah, all the pieces from this collaboration and are sewn in our studio, which is something we put together during COVID. It's the best sewers I knew around LA. We assembled them kind of, and they partnered with the brand, and they do amazing work. So to answer your question, fleece terry versus French terry, it all starts out as French terry. So you have this loop in the back, and then what makes it fleece terry is there's an extra process for fleecing, where there's a wire brush that goes over it and turns it up to give it that nap.
Right, it's literally turned up. Yeah.
Which makes it a little softer, but it also makes it a little bulkier because now you have you know, a little bit more loft to the fabric. So it's not as, it drapes differently, you know, and there's it generally works, in my opinion, better with looser silhouettes than with tighter silhouettes because of that added bulk from the fabric.
I think the cool thing about this, so it does, you're able to like, I mean, it's not a slim fit sweatshirt, but but it fits slimmer, like it looks sleek.
Yeah, this would be our refined regular fit.
Right.
So it's not slim and it's not our oversized boxy fit. This is kind of like the middle lane, like anyone is gonna look good in this.
Yeah, and you can wear it like, you know, with a lot more versatility with the temperature.
Yeah,
because that was cool when we did the photo shoot, and if you guys look at the pictures, and you can see that our model, who's like, he's not a small guy. I think we must have said his dimensions like 2,000 times. Like he's 6 feet tall and 185 pounds. That question has been asked a lot. But you know, like he was able to easily layer this underneath the sport coat, and he wasn't like a really skinny guy who would have a hard time doing that. So you can wear this like it's not as hot as something which is fleece. So especially with like our delivery period at the start of spring, this is really great.
It's perfect. Great
temp.
That's another thing about fleece that a lot of people might not understand is because this has that clean finish. It allows heat to escape. You're able to breathe better. And essentially, when it's fleece, there's fibers everywhere that trap that heat, that hold it in a little more. So this is a better choice if you're looking for like a 4-season sweatshirt. You know, if it's cool, we're in Redondo Beach. You know, if it's cool on the beach. You could wear this at night around a campfire.
Yeah, I mean, I think that makes it, that's such a valuable selling point, because it's like already like your sweatshirts are made like, they're made phenomenally. So compared to like some, you know, just kind of like junk you would find on the market, these are already like leaps and bounds better. You're making them in Los Angeles, but you know, this is actually like a really like a uniquely wearable kind of fabrication. And I have some like a pair of like dress pants that we're gonna match this up to, just to show that, you know, not everything, like so many things at Epaulet have to be like the selling point of also being biz-caz, but you know, as much as you could dress up like a Crewneck sweatshirt, I think this really lends itself to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you could dress this up or down very well.
And
I'll throw it on. I'll throw it on with the whole set. So we can see it and go over it. And I'll go over my measurements.
Cool.
To give a better idea, we've got a lot of sizing questions regarding, especially the Sashiko.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Cool. Let's see it on.
Cool. So here is the Souvenir sweatshirt 2.0 in Dagger on me. I am 5'11", roughly 170 pounds, and this is a medium. You can see it's not really an oversized fit, it's not a slim fit, it's just perfectly in the middle. I love this. It turned out super soft. The cuffs are secure. The neck is super clean. This is a perfect cut for this. It goes great with the blazer, the Sinclair Sashiko blazer, and the pants. And why don't you tell a little about those things?
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the Sashiko. So this is something that we're pretty well known for. We've been making dyed Sashiko garments now since like 2016. We get the fabric from Japan. It is a 13-ounce, 100% cotton. It's real similar to the things that you see in martial arts uniforms. This particular Sashiko is used for kendo, which is the martial arts with a bamboo sword. But you see it a lot in like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, especially. I go to the UFC gym. There's a lot of guys wearing Sashiko gis.
They're working out in these.
I mean, they're doing mixed martial arts of it. I'm not. I'm doing really, really boring workouts there. Like listening to really out-of-date music. But yeah, so it's a great cotton. It has a really soft hand. When we import it, it comes through, it's kind of like a natural off-white echre color, and then we're dyeing it for different colors and different effects. When it dyes, it becomes very soft. This is a woven fabric, but it almost can kind of feel and drape like a knit. And I think this Sashiko is really famous in a jacket because if it's, you know, not so cold out and kind of like temperate, like early spring to late fall, you can actually wear this as an outerwear piece. But when it starts to get really cold, it's a nice layering piece underneath a heavier jacket or a parka. And this guy especially is a great substitute for, you know, a more constructed and formal sport coat. It kind of does the job of a sport coat, but it is like less maintenance, a little less serious. And it's a very cool piece. So to talk real briefly about the Sinclair, do you want to put one up?
Yeah, that's cool. Why not?
Yeah, do you want to put the gray one on?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So to talk about the design of the Sinclair, it's something that we came up with also quite a few years ago. I think we debuted it in 2017. And my thought process at the time was to make an American-made, produced in Los Angeles, casual sport coat, but to do it really well, because you see a lot of these shapes made here and just the lapels are always too skinny, the drape is always off. In my opinion, the kind of more casual sport coats made in the garment centers of the United States were just never that great until this came around, because this is pretty great, humbly. So it has a really nice size to the lapels. They end up measuring, I think, about 3.5, something like that, 3 1/4. It kind of depends where you want the placket to sit. It has a 3-button front, and the lapel is going to drape nicely, regardless of which buttons you do. The Sinclair and our Doyle jacket are famous for the 2-way pockets, so you can put your hands in the pockets from the front. It's a little bit off camera, or I'll do it here. So you can access this front patch pocket here, or you can also put your hands on the side like this, which is a detail that our customers really love.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's
cool, right? Yeah. And that comes from my legacy of owning multiple stores. So when you're running a shop and you see someone come in the store, and a guy tries on a jacket, the first thing that he does is figures out where to put his hands. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're going to design menswear, good idea to make comfortable places to put hands, because it's valuable for the customers. It also does have a single vent in the back. You're wearing a size 40?
Yeah, this is a size 40. Again, I am 5'11", roughly 170 pounds. Mm-hmm. This would be the size that I would take.
Yeah, it's a great fit. Oh, we've got a lot of questions about the cuffs. So in terms of the sleeve length, if we see this here, our old Sinclairs, if you guys are familiar with the old product, used to close with an actual functional button cuff, but this, we actually just gave it a plain hem. This is exactly the same hem that sits at the bottom of the pants, which we'll show you later. So 2 good things about that. You can roll this back if it's a little too long, and it's actually like pretty rad. Yeah. Or you can get it hemmed, and you can get it hemmed just as easily as getting the pants hemmed. So if you find the sleeves are too long, it's actually really easy to dial that in. And then the last bit I'll say about the Sashiko, it has an unbelievably high tensile strength, which is why it's used in martial arts uniforms. So this stuff is tough as hell. As I said, we started selling it back in 2016. We have guys who have Sashiko garments, which are like 7 years old, going on 8 years old, and they still like hold up and look amazing. This is all pre-shrunk. It is totally machine washable. The only special care that you have to do with this and with Pat's French Terry is you do need to wash it with dark colors only, at least, let's say, the first half dozen times. It's not going to shrink, it's not going to change, but this color can bleed a little bit.
Yeah, and that would be on the very safe side. You're probably good 2 or 3 times, but just to be safe.
Okay, yes, yeah. Somewhere.
Definitely the first wash for sure. Second wash as well, I would do it, but I mean, to be safe, 6.
Yeah, and if you have some like ivory white, like Egyptian cotton sheets, and you spent like $500 on, just maybe never put them together with your Sashiko garments.
Toss the jacket before you crawl into bed.
Should we talk a little bit about the dye process?
Yeah.
Since you have it on there. Okay, cool. So we were thinking for this, we were tossing around how we would dye these garments, and we came up with pigment dye. So we put this in detail on the website. So first up, as Pat said, there are 2 colors. We've got ink, which is this dark, inky navy blue, hence the name. Dagger, I don't know, I mean, it's not so much that Dagger is a really gray in color, but it sounded cool to say ink and Dagger.
It's 2 ways you do damage.
Yeah, it's true. So yeah, dark navy and like a dark kind of, charcoal gray. And pigment dyeing is really interesting. So generally, if you're going to dye fabrics, you're going to dye it in 1 of 2 ways. You do reactive dye, which actually dyes the strands all the way through, or pigment dye, which kind of like permanently bonds to the top of the strands. And your ultimate effect there is that pigment dyes have like an aged look. So if you're ever looking at, I don't know, like you go to a store and you're seeing different t-shirts, and there's t-shirts which look like kind of vintage t-shirts, like they've already been worn and washed in. Usually they're not actually distressed, they're pigment dyed to give it that effect. We didn't necessarily go for that, but I think the interesting thing about pigment dyeing, and you can really see it here in the blue one, is how kind of variegated it is. When you reactive dye something, it's actually really uniform all around, but pigment dye kind of tends to highlight all of the seams. So this dye will like sink in here where the stitching is. On the Sashiko, it gives you this rad, like 3-dimensional effect, which really makes this small rice grain texture pop. And then it looks awesome on your sweatshirt.
Yeah, it's a little more uniform on this sweatshirt.
Yeah.
You still see like a little bit of the highs and lows of the dye. Not as much as the Sashiko, just because it doesn't have that texture.
Yeah.
But it does look great, you know, and the dye takes a little differently around the seams and those things. And as you wash and wear it, it will also evolve more character in those places, both the sweatshirt and the blazer and the pants.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was cool too, because, you know, when we kind of conceived of this idea, like the idea was to, you know, like I'm making these things up in off-white. Pat is making his French Terry up like in like an optic white, prepared for dye.
Yeah.
And then we're going to take all of them, we're going to dye them all together. And I guess in my mind, when we kind of came up with this idea, I was like, okay, well, this will be monochromatic. You know, someone might wear it all together, but maybe it's going to look too matched up. But it's that difference in texture that really does it.
Yeah.
Like technically the same color, but the texture of the French Terry and Sashiko is so different that there's this really nice contrast when it's worn together.
No, you could wear the whole thing together or just parts of it. You know, you could pair the blazer with a tee. You know, that's one thing I love about the blazer is it is informal enough. It can be dressed up or down. You know, you're fine stepping out to a restaurant and you look elevated in it.
Totally, yeah.
But you're also not going to bat an eye if you go for a grocery run or coffee in this. You know, you're going to look like the best dressed person there.
Yeah.
Definitely the most interesting.
Like this whole thing works, you know, if you had this kind of like trend with the pandemic of, you know, people just like straight up wearing sweatsuits for 2 years, I think this delivers on that kind of idea that something can be comfortable and easy, you know, and like just totally a pleasure to wear. But you know, it's just got different elements.
Yeah,
it's an actual sport coat with a closure. It's got this amazing crew neck. Like it looked awesome when we did the photo shoot. It was so good.
If you rode into the office in this, you're gonna look amazing.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so let's talk real quickly about the pant. So this pant also comes in both colors, ink and dagger. This is called our Laidback pant. It's a shape that we introduced last year, and it's quickly become our best-selling silhouette. And it's really cool. It's kind of like matches up a chino with the design cues of a track pant. It has a elastic waistband with a natural cord drawstring. The waistband is really tight also, so if you're not into this drawstring, you can totally remove this and this pant will stay up on its own. Has comfortable side pockets here. We have patch pockets in the back, kind of like a jean. And here you can see, especially you have all this tonality play with the dye. This comes with a long inseam, like 35 inches, but you can either roll this up and cuff it, or you can get it hemmed. This also has a simple hem at the bottom. It's not a chain stitch or anything complicated. But we do have a chain stitch rear seam, which is flat felled, just for strength. The design of this, we always do like different leg diameters. Our kind of like classic names have always been the Rivet and the Walt, the Rudy and the Wilhelm. Just the idea that you can either have like a slim athletic chino or one that has more room in the thighs and the seat. So this is one of the bigger fits. This is a really generous thigh. It has a lot of room in the seat, so it's cool. Like it splits the difference. You can see on our model, you know, I'd say he has pretty typical legs, and the pants look cool. They look a little baggy on him and relaxed, but they don't look big or like too blousy. Or if you have bigger legs, these are still going to fit you and be comfortable. They're not going to be too tight. So that's our whole laid back thing. It is dyed exactly to match the sport coat. And one thing, if you do want this as a set, you have to buy the two of them together. Even though it's possible we might run a similar color to this in the future, but if I ever even wanted to duplicate the exact same color tone, it's impossible to do. Every batch is always a little distinct. So this is going to be the only chance to get a totally matched pant and jacket if a two-piece look is on your radar.
Okay. So I have the Sashiko laid-back pants in Dagger on. I've paired it with our new t-shirt development. This is the heavyweight crop tee in light heather. It's our twisted Supima fabric. This is a size medium in both the tee and the pants.
It's cool to see how the pants like, you know, tie back to a t-shirt, even in kind of like the gray color family.
Yeah. Oh, they look great together. It's like a great easy fit that you could throw on. I have some chucks on. You can toss on some chucks and head out.
Yeah.
One thing I love about the pants is they are a little relaxed, so they're really versatile in the styling. It looks great with the tee. You could wear it with just the tee and the blazer. I'll throw the blazer on real quick to give you an idea of that fit.
What waist size do you usually wear in pants?
I'm around a 31, 32 in vanity size jeans. Generally, I would always wear a medium. This is a medium.
Okay.
I could also probably wear a small in these if I want them a little tighter. I'm not exactly Quadzilla, so
yeah, it's cool to see that like the medium is still not that big on you. So yeah, you can kind of choose. You know, people can size up or size down as they want.
Yeah, if you have bigger legs,
right,
I would definitely go true to size. Let me show with the blazer on.
When is this T-shirt coming out?
That's a great question. It's in production.
Yeah.
Now we're hoping to drop it within the next month.
It looks great.
Thank you.
What colors are you going to release it in?
We're just dropping in this color.
Yeah, this color is perfect.
Just to test the fit, get feedback. So here it is with a blazer, as you can see, with the without the sweatshirt underneath. The blazer's slightly looser.
Right.
There's definitely enough room for the sweatshirt under here. But again, this is a size.
Yeah, that's a size 40.
40 blazer and a size medium pants.
Yeah, it's
size medium.
Great fit on you. Cool. I just wanted to quickly show you guys also how the Souvenir 2.0 French Terry Crewneck matches up with like a completely formal pant. So this is called the Nico trouser. This is one of our custom pant shapes that we make with Rochester Tailored Clothing at the historic Hickey Freeman factory in Rochester, New York. This is a high rise, has an extended waistband. I'm going through all these details to say like, this is a serious dress pant. You know, it's something you typically would just wear with like a woven shirt or with a, you know, a sport coat. But I think like it really works really nicely with this sweatshirt. I think these two things pair beautifully together. You know, it does have kind of like an old school, like Paul Newman vibe. And for a lot of our guys who have been asking and, you know, looking into like getting a fleece and having this kind of old, like Ivy League, like athletic, you know, not only like the fit, but also like the quality of the fabric, the hand on it. I really think this delivers that look. You know, obviously it's very uniform LA in the styling, and it's very much in line with Pat's vision. But I'm dead serious when I say that if I was to design my own Crewneck sweatshirt, like it would look a lot like this. So I would definitely encourage anyone out there watching it, you know, if you came here because you're like an Epaulet customer and you're new to Pat's brand, and you haven't seen his stuff before, really pick this up. It's made gorgeously. It's a really good price. You know, you can't get any more versatile as colors for a sweatshirt as basically navy and gray. And yeah, you guys just did a killer job on it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Totally wonderful.
This would look great together.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, we're gonna have to shoot this together.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that's about it for us, guys. We want to share with you the Ink and Dagger project, something we're both very excited about. It's very versatile. I think you're going to absolutely love it. You can pick it up. The pre-orders are open until Sunday the 19th. You can buy the pants and the blazer at epauletbrand.com. The sweatshirts will be on our site at uniformla.com. And once again, pre-orders in on Sunday the 19th.
Yeah, we'll be looking to deliver about like 6 weeks after the pre-orders close. I know if you guys have any last minute sizing questions, you can reach out to us on social media, or do you have a chat function on your site?
We don't, but we're generally pretty responsive to email.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so email them, and if you're on Epaulet brand, use the chat function. All of those messages come directly to me, and I'm an addict to the phone and answering the messages immediately, like we all are. We did get one question on Pat's Discord as to what are the future projects. We can't answer that right now, but this has been amazing. It's been so much fun working together. So
I think Ava's gonna come on and launch an entire suit line with us.
Yeah, we'll see. It has been really fun being on your Discord and posting GIFs and all sorts of like various joke things.
No, we love you in there.
Yeah.
And we're excited to have you in there moving forward.
It's very much my lane. Cool. All right. Thank you guys so much. Again, yeah, orders open until the 19th. And any last minute questions, just ask us. We're both the owners and operators of our respective brands. We control all of our production from point A to point B, and everything is made from start to finish in Los Angeles, USA. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.